You know that feeling when you bite into something and it's just unexpected, like maybe the texture or how it
Oh,
melts?
yeah, like that perfect
Yeah.
contrast, maybe crunchy, then soft, or something just dissolving.
Exactly. So today we're jumping into something fun, Japanese snacks. Specifically, three popular ones you can actually grab pretty easily on Amazon.
Right, and this is really for you if you're, curious and want to get the essence of something quickly. We're aiming to give you a taste, literally, of Japanese culture through these treats.
Without getting overwhelmed.
Exactly. And we're drawing from a Japanese food blog, one that specifically recommends things for people outside Japan. So it's kind of an insider's guide.
Perfect. So our goal here is simple. Unpack what makes Meltykiss, Country Ma'am, and Choco Pie stand out.
Hmm.
What are their key features and, well, how best to eat them?
Sounds delicious. Where do we start?
Okay, let's begin with Meltykiss. The name alone is intriguing, right? It's billed as a winter exclusive chocolate.
Winter exclusive. Okay, that's interesting right off the bat.
Yeah, and the big thing seems to be its texture that they call it unique, snow-like, something that melts instantly in your mouth. So really tied to cold weather.
Huh. Melts like snow. You can almost feel that, can't you? So that
Ugh.
unbelievably smooth texture must be the main selling point.
Seems like it. And beyond the texture, there's the flavor. The blog mentions a rich and luxurious flavor,
Okay.
apparently due to high-quality cocoa and a really perfect balance of sweetness and depth.
Nice. Not just sweet, but balanced.
Right. And it's not just one flavor. There's the classic premium chocolate, but
Yeah.
also things like matcha, strawberry, even rum and raisin.
Oh, rum and raisin. That sounds quite sophisticated for a mainstream snack.
It does, yeah. So they're playing with different flavors around that core melting idea.
So why only winter then? You mentioned it's tied to the cold.
Well, yeah, it seems that melting texture is so central that it just doesn't work in warmer weather.
Ah, I see. So it's not just marketing.
Apparently not. The blog says it's unsuitable for hot weather because it needs the cold to maintain its delicate consistency. The cold is part of the experience.
That makes sense. If it melts that easily, summer heat would just ruin it before you even eat it. It really makes you think about how environment affects food enjoyment.
Totally. So how should you eat it for the best experience? Any tips?
Yeah, the blog gives a few pointers. First, obviously, let it slowly melt in your mouth. Don't just chew it.
Right, savor the texture.
Exactly. Then they suggest pairing it with a warm drink, coffee or tea.
Ooh, that contrast sounds nice. The warm drink, the cool melting chocolate.
Yeah, it could really enhance both. And finally, because it has elegant packaging, they mention it works well as a gift.
Which makes sense given the seasonality. It feels a bit special, maybe.
Definitely seems like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the winter treat. What's next?
All right, moving on from something seasonal to a year-round favorite. Country Ma'am cookies.
Countryman. I think I've heard of those.
Probably. They're described as Japan's unique soft and chewy cookies. So, not your typical crunchy biscuit.
Ah, okay. Soft and chewy. I like the sound of that.
The key thing is this texture contrast. A crispy outer layer, but then a moist cake-like center.
Ooh, okay. Best of both worlds, maybe.
Kind of, yeah. And they've been popular in Japan for decades, so they clearly have staying power.
That contrast, again, crisp, then soft.
Mm.
Seems like texture is a really big deal in these snacks. The blog calls it a perfect texture balance.
It really does seem to be a theme. And like Meltykiss, the quality seems important. They mention real ingredients.
Okay.
Rich butter, high-quality chocolate, and other carefully selected ingredients going for a premium taste.
Okay, so not just artificial stuff. That's good.
And guess what? Lots of flavors here, too.
Let me guess. Matcha.
Ha, yes. Matcha is mentioned, along with vanilla and chocolate chip classics, but also seasonal ones like sweet potato and strawberry.
Sweet potato cookies. Interesting. That
Mm.
really leans into the seasonal idea again, even if the cookie itself is available year-round.
Yeah, it seems like a way to keep things fresh. So how do you best enjoy these?
Well, the blog says you can just eat it as is, naturally. Enjoy that texture balance.
Makes sense.
But here's a cool tip. You can warm it up slightly in the microwave.
Oh, what does that do?
Makes it extra soft and gooey, like it's just come out of the oven,
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds amazing. Like two different cookies in one.
pretty much. And of course, they suggest pairing with milk or coffee, the standard cookie companions.
That warming tip is great, though. It adds a whole other dimension.
Definitely. It suggests you can customize the experience.
Yeah.
Okay, one more snack to go.
Yep. Our last one for this deep dive is Choco Pie. Now, this one's described as one of Japan's most popular chocolate treats. Sounds like a real crowd pleaser.
Choco Pie. Yeah, that sounds familiar too, maybe more widely known.
Possibly. It's basically a soft cake-like sandwich
Okay.
with a fluffy, creamy center, and then the whole thing is coated in smooth chocolate.
Ah, right, like a little cake sandwich. Very comforting sounding.
Totally. The blog talks about the perfect balance of textures. Again, you've got the soft, spongy cake, the light, creamy filling, and that velvety chocolate coating.
So similar focus on balance, but different components compared to the cookie.
Exactly. And the overall flavor is rich and satisfying because of how those textures and tastes work together.
And flavor variations. Gotta ask now.
Yes, of course. Beyond the classic vanilla cream, they mention matcha
Knew it.
and even something called premium choco pie with luxurious fillings.
Premium Choco Pie.
Right.
Okay, so even the classics get an upgrade sometimes. Interesting.
It seems so. So how to eat this one? Any tricks?
Well, standard is eat it as is to
Yeah.
get that intended balance.
Right.
But like the cookie, there are options. You can chill it in the fridge
Chill it. Why?
for a firmer texture and a refreshing taste. Maybe nice in warmer weather.
Oh, interesting. So the opposite of Meltykiss.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other option is to warm it up slightly.
Like the countryman.
A little bit. It makes the cake softer, and the chocolate coating gets a bit melty. Enhances the flavor, apparently.
So you can have it room temp, cold, or warm.
Yeah.
Very versatile.
Seems that way. It caters to different preferences, maybe.
So looking back at all three, Meltykiss, Countryman, Choco Pie, what ties them together, would you say?
Well, the most obvious thing, I think, is the huge emphasis on texture.
Definitely. Melting, soft and chewy, cake, cream chocolate balance. It's central to all of them.
Yeah, it's not just about flavor. The mouthfeel, the sensation, seems just as important, maybe even more so for something like Meltykiss.
And the mention of high quality ingredients or real ingredients came up a couple of times too.
Right, suggesting a focus on quality even in mass market snacks.
Yeah.
And also that theme of variety, especially the seasonal or regional flavors popping up.
Yeah, the matcha, the strawberry, sweet potato. It hints at a wider snack culture that really embraces those variations.
Absolutely. It feels like these snacks, even though they're widely available, still connect back to specific Japanese tastes or seasonal traditions.
It's a neat way to see how something seemingly simple, like a cookie or a chocolate, can actually offer a little window into a culture.
For sure. You can get a little taste, quite literally, of what's popular and maybe why it's popular, the textures, the flavors they favor.
It's more than just sugar, isn't it?
It seems so. It reflects attention to detail, maybe an appreciation for nuance in the eating experience.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. We looked at Meltykiss, that winter-only chocolate known for its incredible melting texture.
Then Country Ma'am, the famous soft cookie with that great crispy outside, moist inside thing made with real ingredients.
And finally, Choco Pie, the classic balanced treat with its soft cake, cream filling, and chocolate coat, which you can enjoy chilled or warmed.
Right. All available relatively easily if you want to conduct your own taste test.
Which brings us to a final thought for you listening. Thinking about this focus on texture and flavor balance in these Japanese snacks, how might that reflect broader cultural values?
Yeah, and maybe flip it around. Think about your own favorite snacks, wherever you are. What makes them your favorite? Is it purely the taste?
Or is it something else? The crunch, the chewiness, the way it melts?
Exactly. How much does that sensory experience, beyond just basic flavor, contribute to your enjoyment? It's kind of interesting to consider how something as everyday as a snack connects to these deeper preferences.